Yo, what up guys, B5D here. This is my champion spotlight and guide for Yumeko, a Void Affinity Legendary Champion that I obtained, I think in September during the last Void 2X. I managed to finally build her, book her fully, master everything, and I wanted to test her in some content and I thought I'd bring you along for the journey. Yes, this is the first time I'm taking this champion into battle, into my teams, and I want to show how she's going to be useful for my team and endgame account, to be sincere. Alright, Yumeko, welcome to the team. I built this champion really fast because what you know about her is that she's one of the few champions in Raid Shadow Legends that can, put the enemy skills on a total cooldown, right? Put the enemy skills on cooldown while increasing the cooldown, while reducing the cooldown of your own ally skills. If you do not know, this is what I'm talking about. This is what she's best known for in the in Raid. Decreases the cooldown of all ally skills by 3 turns. So that means we'll get to use our skills faster. 3 turns is not entirely a reset share, but it's still good. And then increases the cooldown of all enemy skills by 3 turns also. So any skills, guys, maybe is on a 4-turn cooldown, will go on a 3-turn. The ones that are on a 2-turn cooldown will still go down. So basically, they won't be able to use their A2, A3, A4, whatever skills they have. They can still use their passive and their A1 when she takes this hit on them. So basically, this champion is like a warlord. So I did not know this when I didn't have this champion. When I pulled her, I read this skin, I was like, this is a warlord. This is basically a warlord. Now, if I head over to warlord and see how it's different, I'm sure there's a little bit of a difference between both of these skills, I'm sure. But I don't want to spend time right there. I just know that it's the same thing. When you put somebody's skills on a cooldown for 3 turns, the person can't really do anything until they are dead, except that it's against a really tanky team. So this is what I'm going to be using the most in Raid. This is what I'm going to be using the most in battle. This is why I built this champion, and this is the reason why you should be building her also. Now, she does have other skills that she brings into the battle. The first one I'd like to inform you is her passive. Well, besides the A3, her passive is another good thing about this champion. Yumeko places a perfect veil on herself at the start of every turn. Right there, places a perfect veil buff on for 2 turns at the start of each round. So the turn at the start of each round. So if it's a 3 wave, it will be a first wave, second wave, and the third wave. She'll do it 3 times. No, not at the start of each turn. So in the beginning of the arena battle, she will also place this perfect veil. Just like what's his name now? Candrophon does, right? When somebody does a boost, a turn meter boost, she does it just by default. Put the perfect veil on herself. What does this mean? This champion is immune to all debuffs if they are under veil or perfect veil. So that means at the start of each round, nobody will be able to land decrease defense, weaken, decrease attack, hex, all those debuffs that the enemies are trying to place on you, sleep, stun. Nope. Nothing will land on this champion when she does have this perfect veil. Now, you need to be aware that the perfect veil can still be stripped by Kymar. It can still be stripped off by Madam Series, right? It's not like it's protected or anything, no. But it makes her unable to take any debuffs when it's on her. That's one of the things I like the most about this champion. It's as cool as the A3. That's why I said, let me show you these 2 skills first that she brings to the battle. Now that I finished hyping her basic most expensive or most important skill and our most important passive that she brings to the team, you should also know that if this champion cannot have any debuffs on her with perfect veil, that means you don't need resist, right? You might want to put resist if you don't want your perfect veil stolen or removed, but I don't think it's necessary. People just go full accuracy on this champion because that's what you need to be able to decrease the cooldown of the enemy skills, or increase the cooldown of the enemy skills, For your ally skills, you don't need any accuracy to decrease the cooldown. Now, on the A2, which is just okay, I guess, because it's a single target A2 right here, it has a 80% chance of placing a hex, booked up to a 100% chance of placing that hex. But it does have a passive effect that whenever an enemy tries to place debuffs on either this champion or an ally, has a 55% chance of transferring those debuffs to a random enemy under X. So she will place a hex on the enemy, right? And then whenever they try to do any stuff on us, to land any debuff on us, that enemy who has a hex already on them will have a 55% chance booked up to a 75% chance right there of getting those debuffs that they're trying to place on us. So if they try to sleep us, the person who has an X on their team will get slept or stunned or provoked in anything. She'll just send it back to them even before it even lands on us. So it's reduced to a 30% chance against bosses. It also does have a synergy with Karato the Fox Hunter, which I don't think is that important, because her role in the team is so crucial that you might have other better champions to pair with her than a Karato the Fox Hunter. He does look hard, I know. He does synergize well with her, I know, but maybe in the future I'll finally build my Karato and test both of them out with content at that last stage of that skill right there. But for now, I'm not focusing on that skill that they're synergized well together with. On our A1 is a turn meter decrease for the enemy right there. 7.5% of the target's turn meter if this champion has 50% or more HP. So at the beginning of the turn, if she starts with her A1, she will decrease her turn meter. Each hit heals this champion by 30% if she is below 50% HP. So she does have a heal also. You can see right there, I did spend all books on this champion. I didn't bother to book this A1 skill to the maximum. I just focused on booking the A2 and the A3. Those are the ones I wanted to spend my books on. Her aura is increase all ally accuracy in battles by 60. So if you don't have enough accuracy, you might want to put her in the leader slot, but that's not very common. Everybody builds enough accuracy from banners and chest and perception. So this is not a popular aura to use in battle. All right, that's the skills of this champion. Remember, what I'm really focused on the most, that I really love about this champion, is the A3 and the passive. I really don't care much about this A2 or what the A1 is doing. I'm just bringing her into battle for this A3 and the passive. But I've seen this one reducing turn meter a lot though. 7.5 turn meter reduction for each hit. She hits 2 times. So each hit, that's like a what? 14% or 15% turn meter decrease on that A1. It's cool. For her blessings, I already have a lot of people who have intimidating presence in this team, but I felt like she is still needed because she will be running alone. I probably won't run this champion with my other champion who has intimidating presence. I probably won't run her with these two, Lysandra or with Kimi. I probably will run her with an arbiter who doesn't have intimidating presence, or with a tanky team which she can survive not taking the debuffs and then put the enemy skills on a cooldown. All right, that's the best one I think is best for her. Now I did see some people might want to go any other route, but this is the one that I think is okay for her. For her masteries, before I go to the artifact build and start, let's see the masteries that you need for a champion that needs to go fast and needs to land that skill reset or cooldown reset for your allies, and then for the enemies to reset all their skills. The masteries that is best for her is the one that will make her have high accuracy. Yes, or some people might say, what about this one that says, okay, that lets her gain turn meter and go fast? Because you'll be using this champion in mostly the arena in PvP content, you might not have the opportunity to use these skills again. So I'm talking about, normally we want to go to this skill for somebody like an arbiter who might need to revive, who needs to get turn meter filled. But this champion is best to go with this support skill right there, Eagle Eye, to get her extra 50 accuracy. Even if you have enough accuracy in your stats, you have all perception, you can never have enough accuracy. You don't know how many resist some people are coming in with. You don't know what high resist what do you call it now, Duchess, high resist Mitrala. So you need to come in there with as high accuracy than they have resist to handle. So depending on which place you are, of course, in the arena, whether you're in gold 1 or you're pushing to platinum, it will depend on whether you really need this high accuracy or not. Now, if you're going to be building this champion for PvE content, I don't see her very, very useful in PvE content. I feel like her skills are wasted in PvE content. I'd rather use somebody like a renegade, right? A renegade for that PvE content, like Spider, like Dragon, who wants to reset the cooldown of your skills, right? And so you can go again. That's where you can use those champions. For a champion like this, don't restrict them to PvE, but I'll still feature her to show you how she works in PvE content if you want to do extremely fast runs. All right, that's where I went with her. Now, one important mastery I found on this champion is this one that increases the chance of placing any debuff, because it does increase the chance of landing this her A2 right there. it's a 55% chance, right? So extra 5% will make it a 80% chance plus the booking priority that you put on it. So that's something I found out right there. So 80% chance that the enemies will have their debuffs sent back to them when they try to debuff you. So that's one mastery that I found really, really important. Why did I close it off? All right, it's time for me to show you my artifacts, which set I used on this champion, and finally my total stats, and then we'll take her into content. That's how I built this champion. Nothing special. I didn't go for perception. That's the best way most people will go. But my perception was telling me my speed will be 230. I do not want 230 speed. I want this champion to be as close to 300 speed as possible, to close as close to my habitat speed as possible, close to my Prince Kymar speed as possible. I didn't want my Prince Kymar being at 300 and she is at 220. It doesn't make sense. I didn't want my habitat being at 300 and above and she is at 250. No, I wanted her to be close to them. So, you know, of course, you always have to speed tune these champions for the arena. So what am I talking about? Speed, and accuracy is what I was looking for on all my sets. So if I click this one right here, you see me going for triple speed roll right there. Triple speed roll on this one, 22 speed, double speed roll. I think this is a single speed roll, which is a bad glove. I'll look for a better one. Double speed right there. Accuracy. Chest. Yes, I do want that high accuracy. Now if you want that to survive longer, you might want to put HP or defense over here instead of accuracy chest. And then right there on the boost, I still look for accuracy. And on the banner, of course, it's going to be accuracy with some speed roll on that banner. You notice something? No crit rate, no crit damage. I'm looking for speed and accuracy on every stat right there. Defense on the glove right there with this reaction amulet. Now, this is one of the best ones that you can have on her to keep her alive even longer. 25% chance right there to change a critical hit into a normal hit when she's attacked before the first turn. So if the enemies go before you, or if you're using her for a go second team, reaction accessories are awesome for her. If I had the opportunity, I'll make all my glove and ring even a reaction, but I don't have enough right now. But soon, one day, we'll get enough to replace all that with reaction so she can survive that first hit and reset the cooldown of the enemies while my allies come back to life and can get back into the battle. So I was trying to get HP and defense over here also for a total stats. I'm proud of this build, extremely proud of this build for a broken set like this. 57k on the HP is good, so it's not like 40k or 30k that will make her extremely squishy. 3k on the defense is good, it's not like 2k or 25. So those two stats alone is good. Then check out the speed, 298 speed. I'm extremely proud of this build. I didn't know that my gear still had this amount of speed hiding in them, and I didn't need to steal speed from anybody else. No, I took it from the gear that I've not currently equipped on anybody. So I wasn't trying to build a 350 Yumeko to impress you. No, I was trying to use what I already have on my account without stealing from my habitat, without stealing from my what's the name now, Madam Series or anybody else, Lydia. No, I didn't steal gear from anybody for this build. So this is a realistic build. Of course, my Great Hall will have a lot to do with that because it's almost maxed. And you can see right there, I have over 4k coming in from the Great Hall and other stats right there in terms of 80 accuracy from the Great Hall that is also maxed right there. Speaking of accuracy, 484 is fine, is enough for Arena Gold 5. Even might be enough for Arena Platinum. Right? Definitely enough for 3v3 Arena Gold 1 and Gold 2. So right there, 484. Now, if you do want to actually debuff other champions who have extremely high resistance like a Mitrala, I'll pair her with my Lady Kimi, which will boost this accuracy by 50%, which will double my accuracy, and then go in right there and debuff a Mitrala. So I'll put the Mitrala's skills on cooldown, I mean. So that's one thing you should notice about me building this high amount of accuracy. I intend to have this champion in higher dungeon, in higher PvP content. That's why I build this high amount of accuracy. Like I said, this champion cannot have debuffs on her. Therefore, right there, resistance is not needed. Now, if you come against a Warlord, he might still put this champion's skills on cooldown if she doesn't go first before the Warlord goes. Alright, crit rate, crit damage, not important in this build. Attack is not even important. I've heard that she can hit hard, but I'm not trying to do that right here. We're trying to get high accuracy, high speed, and mission accomplished. Alright, I finished flexing my build and my stats. Let's get into some content and show how this champion works in battle. So the first place I'll show you right there is the dungeons, because that's where most players will use her the most in the early game. So I put together this team. This is my core dragon team that I use for Dragon 24-25, right? But what you notice about it is that I took out my Prince Kymar. Usually a Prince Kymar is in this position right there, in this last slot. So I did take out my Prince Kymar so she can replace him right there. She's doing the same thing like he would do, and that is, you know, resetting the cooldown of our skills by 3 turns. Not like a total reset though. I think Prince Kymar does a total reset. So that's what she's bringing to the team. And if you notice right there, I did lock out this skill so she doesn't use it in the first wave. I want everybody to use their skill and then she can use it in the second wave. So that's how you can program her or set her up in dungeons, so she doesn't just waste her reset skill on the first wave. So I really want her to use it on the second wave only. That's why I locked it out. That's the only reset I also did for Prince Kymar. All right, let's head over to the battle. It's dungeon 20. I just wanted to show you a quick simple run to see what she does in PvE content before we move over to PvP. Yumeko Shadowkin Faction. Void affinity means she will not get a weak hit at all, whether she comes against force, spirit, or magic. No weak hits on this champion as long as you have enough accuracy to land her A3 right there. That will totally make the enemy start to use only their A1. Nice one. Why is it delaying? Come on. All right, I'll put it on 1 speed. See, I made her start the battle with the A1 right there. So everybody goes in with their normal decrease defense and weaken, poisons, more poisons. Put it on 1 speed so we can see it happen. And no, done. So second wave, this is where she comes in now. Let's see what she does. She will make our skills be able to be used again. That's it. So we can now do everything again, just like a Prince Kymar would do for us. That's what she really brings to the team. Poison again, more poison again. So basically like a renegade, but even better. Basically like a Prince Kymar, but even better. So, and Nook. All right, I'll end it there. That's what she brings to the team. Just a reset right there, so your allies can do their skills again. Now, in this type of content, she just resets our skills, and she also puts their skills on cooldown, but they don't have the opportunity to take a turn, right? So that's why we're going to be taking her into PvP content right there, where the enemies do have an opportunity to take a turn even after you put their skills on cooldown. So I did put her in my first team. Let me try this battle and see. This is a speed team, so if they are faster than us, we will lose the battle most likely. But let's go and see what happens. Ooh, I didn't set a preset for that. My, what's her name? Madam, my user A2 instead of an A3 when you don't set a preset. I hate that. All right, let's see what Yumeko does to this team. Yumeko will always default to that her A3. Even if you don't have a preset set for her, I've seen it happen. She will always rely on her A3 as the first skill she uses in battle, which is nice. Habitat boost right there, you see? She placed that perfect veil on herself. That means whatever these enemies will do to us right now, she will not get the debuff. And let's put their skills on cooldown. That's it. So they will be only allowed to use their A1s right now. It's such a cool skill to look at, because guess what? She doesn't really hit them, so she can't trigger any turn meter boost. She can't trigger any passives that they might have that says if you hit me this and all that. So it's a nice one. Now that's a first way to build her and use her. Let's see how she can perform against a tanky team. Let's say a team that is built to survive. I'm trying to look for a team that will debuff me. I don't want a madam that will strip me. Let's go for this team. Which team? Okay, let's go for this one. A hegemon that I know will go first, right? Hegemon usually go first. So, but for this, I'll come against with a tanky team. So I'm trying to show whether she can work in a go first team or a go second team. Now, in place of Mitrala, if you do not have Mitrala, that's where I'll put this champion. Fine, I know there's nobody to cleanse me, but I just wanted to survive the first hit and put their skills on cooldown and then slowly walk my way through them, right? So that's the whole aim of this team right there. Survive the first damage that they're going to do to you, put their skills on cooldown, and then A1, 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 and maybe my skills will come back around and I nuke them. So let's see. There's no cleanse, there's no hide resist right there. She's the only one that will not get debuffed or have her skills locked out by Hegemon. So let's see how it goes. Hopefully we don't get nuked to the ground. Yumeko versus Warlord. I wouldn't say who is better because I've not had the opportunity to use or own a Warlord, but I guess you can let me know in the comments below who is better. And people got debuffed, right? But she did not get a debuff. I wonder why. And should I put their skills on cooldown or should I let them take a turn? I don't know if this dude can nuke me entirely. I really want to see when they will get debuffed on themselves, right? Let's allow them take a turn, but I'll survive a little bit longer with ally protection. And where is it? Why did the stun go to him? I thought the stun and all these debuffs is supposed to go to them. Or it only happens when it comes to her, then it goes to the ally. I mean to the enemy. Everybody got stunned except her. Well, it's time to put their skills on cooldown now. We've played hanky-panky long enough with them. Now they can only use their A1s. And I can now go in there and finish this battle. I really thought when something happens to an ally that she can, go in and... Okay, it happens only when there's Hex, I remember. If there's no Hex on that enemy, they won't get my debuffs thrown on them. So this Hex is what makes it possible for the stun and the decrease attack and the lock active skills to now go back on the enemies. So without this Hex, it won't happen. Okay, now I remember. Let's take out this Arbiter so we don't have any reviving going on right here. Target change. I see it now. So anything that do to me right now will go to that Hex champion. So let's see. Let's allow them do some stuff to me. So whatever they're trying to do to me will go to that Hex champion. That champion that has Hex on him. Decrease speed. It didn't go to him. Come on. Well, it's not a 100% chance, I know, but still. I'm waiting for a stun. I'm waiting for a provoke. That's it. Yes, that's what I wanted to see. You try to stun me, instead you stunned your own champion. That's what I really wanted to see right there. Because the Hex is placed on him and that's when it happens. Alright, let's end this battle. I think I've demonstrated how this champion works and yeah, it's a good one. You just have to have the Hex out there first before you can begin to reap the benefits of that debuff placing on them. So whether it's a go first team or a go second team, this champion works. In case you do not have a Mitrala, this champion works in that position also. She did not get any debuffs on herself the entire battle, which is awesome right there. All right, the next piece of content that I might be showing this champion, Doom Tower, I don't think so. Because my Doom Tower is a slow team, so she doesn't help me there at all. So let me know what other type of content you might want to use this champion in. I'll be using her only in the arena, 3v3 arena, and also a 1v1 arena. She will not be coming into my dungeon teams because I have a Prince Kymar doing it right there for me already. And I think he does more damage than she does and have poisons also for the dungeons. Clan boss, this champion doesn't belong in the clan boss at all, at all. A Hydra, yes, she might belong in a Hydra maybe to reset your cooldown of your skill. Allow a ninja take a turn, reset his skill, make him take another turn, make him do extra damage. Also makes people like Brogley and Geo have their skills reset and allow them take turns. You cannot reset the cooldown or make the Hydra heads go on a longer cooldown, but you can do that for your allies to allow them take extra turns. But I don't think that would be a viable strategy for the Hydra, because you want a very good rotation of skills going 1-for-1. So I don't see her working there either, but it's viable, I guess. So I'll be using this champion in only PvP content right now until I see other ways to use her in the future. Let me know what you think about this guide for Yumeko, this new Void Affinity champion that added to my team, and I'm going to be using her and enjoying her in PvP Arena until one day I finally get to Platinum. With this high amount of champions I'm getting so far, I hope to build a roster finally that can climb the tiers of the arena and maybe get myself one of those awesome Platinum banners one day. You guys hit that like button in this video for me if it helps you. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more Raid Shadow Legends content, and let me know which champion you want me to do a guide on next. Later, guys.